Welcome back to another episode of the Hub on Hollywood podcast. I am your co-host, James Rojas.
I'm Jamie Blanco.
On this week's episode, America's most popular summer blockbuster movies, a non-spoiler review of Inside Out 2, news about a potential Hocus Pocus 3, and an original X-Men character is teased in the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie. But first, Jamie, cue the Imperial March.
Dun 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 dun.
Excellent. Perfect.
And then you got the remix version sometimes. Okay, yeah. But why? Yeah. Why, James?
Why? Thank you for asking. Well, Star Wars A New Hope is coming to Fenway Park right here in Boston at the historic ballpark because, they're showing A New Hope, the movie, over there on the big screen. This is happening on July 2nd, on a Tuesday, right before the 4th of July holiday. I feel like most people, and it is summer, so all the kids are off, from school, but I think most people are taking kind of like this week off. So I think this is a perfect time to go to Fenway Park to watch one of the best movies ever made.
Heck yeah. And
do you think you or your kids would enjoy something like that?
Well, you know what's so special about July 2nd? That day?
What?
And why this is just the perfect day? That's my son's birthday. Nikki
Gallant. Okay, this is Nikki. Meant to be. This is meant to be. I think you have to. I'm gonna message Nikki on his channel, Nikki Bicky channel, and and let him know that you are gonna take him to go see A New Hope at Fenway Park. I'm throwing you under the bus.
Oh my God. Thanks.
How's that?
Thanks, James. Have we talked about how much this costs? But it looks like it's affordable, right? From what I saw?
Actually, it is affordable. Yeah. So it is only $10 for adults, $5 for children under 12 and younger. And children, those that are 2 and under, are free. So
there you go.
That's not bad. And before the movie screening, there will be a Star Wars celebration held at Gate A, which will be transformed into the desert of Tatooine. And people are are encouraged to dress up as cosplayers for photo ops and fun surprises. So this is going to be fun. They're expecting around 7,000 in attendance. So I think how it works is that you may bring a lawn chair or a blanket, and you are on the green, you are on the field, and you are looking up at the big screen TV and watching the music in that surround sound stadium speaker setup.
God.
I think that's pretty fantastic.
I just love that we've got Fenway here to do those sorts of things, and that's an awesome experience. So,
and did you hear this? What they use? They actually use AI software to go over the movie, and so all the characters have a Boston accent. So it's like, Luke, you got the. May the force be with you. I kind of sound like Christopher Walken. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
That's a terrible Boston accent. I'm sorry.
I'm your father.
I apologize.
We're losing.
I'm your father.
People. I'm your father, Luke. Jesus Christ.
We are not going to be cast anytime soon for any Boston-based movie or Star Wars movie. We've just cancel ourselves for both of those enterprises. But so again, this is taking place on July 2nd. You can buy your tickets now. This is being presented by Alamo Drafthouse. So kudos to Alamo Drafthouse Cinema for bringing A New Hope to Fenway Park.
Fenway Park, which is what we all need. Love Alamo Drafthouse and all of their original content before their films and the content that they are bringing to us with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking about what's happening in Boston, this isn't a movie that's being shown, but rather a TV show that's being shot on the streets of Boston.
Yep, Dead City Season 2, which is filming all over the region, really. This past weekend was in the financial district. Parts of the financial district had been transformed into a post-apocalyptic hellscape, with piles and piles of dead bodies, zombie bodies,
not literally
people
dead,
bodies,
but piles
bones.
of walkers.
Piles of walkers stacked higher than the cars, the destroyed cars around them. It's supposed to be New York City. Oftentimes we get movies that come here and shoot scenes, and they're pretending to be in New York. So this is
Does that
supposedly
bug
in New
you?
York City.
Do
It
you
bugs
wish
me a
that
little
the
bit.
series
It
was
bugs me
taking
a
place
little
in
bit.
Boston? I feel like, we're a great place for a zombie
We're a great
apocalypse.
place.
Or
Yeah,
Walker
why
apocalypse.
not? Well, and we did have that, right? We did have that with The Last of Us, where it was actually set in Boston, but for some freaking reason, it was shot in Canada. It wasn't shot actually here, which
Yeah.
led to a lot of hilarity when we were actually watching it and seeing sort of how they had like the layout of the city, and it's like, that doesn't look like that. There's no way that you can get that angle from this view, and that this Boston doesn't look like that, and and it's like, a few miles outside of Boston, they're in the Rocky Mountains. It's like, that's not, no.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Next time, just shoot it here, okay? Shoot
Yeah,
it here.
wouldn't you love to see walkers just like roaming Fenway Park? Just
I was gonna ask
going
you.
after whoever's left, whichever townie is left in town. I think that would be the next spinoff. That'd be the next show, which
There
they will
should be.
ironically film in New York, but base it in Boston. Just
Listen,
to piss us off.
to wicked piss us off. Listen,
Yeah.
what would that be? That would be awesome. I think somebody needs to make that movie. Boston Zombie Apocalypse, with just a group of townies like going to town on the zombies and like surviving.
And like they're
That would
very
be freaking
nonchalant
hilarious.
about it.
Yeah. It's like, can you believe
I'm
this
down
shit?
for that.
Can you believe this, Sully? This motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. It would be hilarious. It would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And my other question for you was going to be:
Shoot.
these dead city zombies, do they have an accent? Like, they're, like they just don't pronounce the R. Anyways, don't mind me. I'm
I like
stupid.
that. I like that.
You
I
like
like that.
that?
Then they're just wearing Red Sox jerseys and
Yeah.
Patriots jerseys. I like that.
Woo!
I can dig that.
All right.
We're pitching
I'm
this.
down.
You hear this, Hollywood? Steal this idea. Feel free to steal this idea. Credit us, though, and pay us, and
All right,
you can
yeah.
steal it.
You and I gotta get writing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of things that are filmed or supposed to be filmed in the region, we are getting a teaser from none other than Bette Midler that a Hocus Pocus 3 may be in the works. Now, this is not confirmed, and there's nothing really in motion yet. But Miss Midler, she recently did an interview and says that there is some kind of talk about a third, but the talks are very gingerly and very gently. They're talking about a third, and because she thought that the second one was such a big success, it only makes sense that, why not make more money? Why not squeeze as much as you can from that cauldron? But let me ask you this, Jamie. We're going to spoil Hocus Pocus 2. But basically it ends with the Sanderson sisters kind of like, I guess not choosing to not be evil, but kind of be good and then choose the love of each other. And then they pass on into the afterlife of sorts in some way, if I remember vaguely. How do you think a part 3 would go?
Well, just off the top of my head, I would say, what if there's a new witchly act in town? What if there's a new group of witches trying
Like
to move
Bora.
in? Like Bora, right? If you guys didn't catch Bora, who is a downtown Salem, Massachusetts staple, we caught up with him again, most recently at Fan Expo Boston. Check out our last episode for that. He tried to eat my child, okay? What the heck?
That's what witches do.
I guess.
Don't be a hater.
I guess. So maybe Bora's in town, right? He's trying to fill in the power gap left by the Sanderson sisters, and they have to come back from what should have been their nice leisurely afterlife and regulate on the streets of Salem. That's my guess. That would be my
It writes
pitch.
itself.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think would be a good Hocus Pocus 3?
I was thinking that, like, if they're going to be, like, good witches now, and, Disney may want to go in that direction of, like, anybody could be a good person. Now this is their second chance to be good, and maybe we can make a part 4. But, yeah, I think they would have to team up with the new kid witches, the new children, the new generation, team up somehow, and have, like, an Avengers-style kind of, like, Hocus Pocus event where these witches must back each other up and go after this other what's like a horde of witches called? They're called something, right? Like a brew of witches, or like it's kind of like a murder
brew.
of crows, right? Am I just making this up?
Something like that. You are making it up, but it works. It's good.
Sure. A murder of witches. And so, yeah, we needed like an Avengers style kind
All
of Hocus
right.
Pocus
I can
3.
see that with awesome musical numbers. Right? Because that's
Of
what
course.
makes a Hocus Pocus movie is when everyone
Of course.
breaks out into song and everyone gets bewitched to like dance down the streets of Salem like, yes, yes. With an Avengers style
Why not?
battle while singing and dancing. It okay. I'm all in. I'm all in. So
We'll start writing the script now. So by this time next year, we'll have something ready
God.
for Halloween.
Listen
How's
to
that?
these
I think that's a good plan.
ideas. These ideas that we're coming up with here on the Hub on Hollywood. This is what people need to be tuning into. Hollywood needs to be
Yeah.
perking up their ears. Okay, because it's what's happening right here. It's magic. That's what's happening.
Magic. Well, speaking about magic, there is magic in the works because not only we will get to Inside Out 2 and how it's magically revitalizing the box office, but another film that is expected to do just the same is Deadpool and Wolverine. And a new teaser, a 1-minute teaser came out. And it shows a returning character, a character that died in the original X-Men movie back in 2000, making a reappearance. And that is none other than Sabretooth. But not the Sabretooth from the Wolverine one with, what's his name? The new Sabretooth. It's the original Sabretooth, Tyler Mane. We see him in his original Sabretooth attire, his makeup, his outfit, everything. And he and Wolverine are going to duke it out with none other than
Sweet.
Deadpool cheering on Wolverine from the sidelines. And so we're getting a little more glimpses of who's going to be appearing in this movie. We understand a lot of characters from years past and different alternate universes are going to be appearing. So this is going to be one that we are expecting to see. It looks so good. I'm so excited for this
I
film.
know. I can't wait. So tons of fan service is what you're telling me.
Tons of fan service, and that is what I live for now. That is what I demand from Disney.
It
Fan
sounds like it's going to
service.
be so
You can't go wrong.
So satisfying. So satisfying.
Can't
And
go
we
wrong.
spoke to Deadpool also in our last episode, right? James, you
Full circle.
did?
Full circle.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So
Check out again the Fan Expo episode from our last episode. So much fun. Again, if you went to Fan Expo, comment down below. Maybe you will see. Actually, one person did comment saying that they saw themselves in the background giving a peace sign. So shout out to that guy, and shout out to everybody else who was caught on camera and or spoke to us at the event. And give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share, all that jazz. All right,
That's right.
Jamie. Unless there's anything else you want to add on Deadpool.
No, just can't wait. Cannot wait.
All right.
I think that this year we're going to
you know
need
what
a
I
lot
can't
of
wait for, Jamie?
distractions. What can't you wait for?
I can't wait to dive into my favorite blockbuster summer movies that we grew up with, that we love. And we have this list. We have a new study that comes out with America's best action movie obsessions, feeding the need of summer blockbusters. So this new study came out from PlayUSA.com, and it breaks down the favorite summer blockbuster action movies for each state. And you may have the notes in front of you, but if you have not seen it, if you want to guess, what would you guess is Massachusetts' favorite action flick?
Well, look, is Jaws considered an action flick? I don't know.
I would, yeah. I would put it in that that cross section where you have the two circles and like it kind of fits two categories.
Yeah.
Exactly. I went to public school. Yeah, the Venn diagram. I think it would fit in that. So I think that would count.
All right. Okay.
As a
so
potential.
that would have been my guess. But it's not.
That would not be a bad guess. No. That one, I would, if I were to guess, I would also kind of guess that also. But apparently, Massachusetts' favorite action flick for the summer that they love to watch is none other than Aliens, James Cameron's take on the Alien franchise, the sequel, and one of the best Alien movies there are. There are many Aliens movies, but there are only two good ones. The first one and Aliens.
Oh, the James take right there. Do you guys agree with him? Are there only two of the good ones? I'm not into the horror action myself, or horror movies or scary movies in general. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm on board with that. I don't know. I think that I much more likely to pick what 8 other states jumped on to, which is Jurassic Park. Jurassic
Classic.
Park.
Again,
I think that's a classic as well.
when that movie came out, it came out around the 4th of July back in 94. And so that is one of like the best blockbuster movies of all time. So I'm not surprised that, 8 states call it their favorite. I'm definitely going to be, going down this list this summer and trying to rewatch all these films. I'm so bummed because Jurassic Park is one of
What?
those films that periodically comes back out on the big screen, but I never have the
Yeah.
time or energy to go see it. And so I'm really going to try next time it comes out in theaters. And Alien
All
also
right.
is one of those movies that comes out in theaters every now and then that I need to see on the big screen. But let's go back down on this list. Terminator 2 Judgment Day earned the second spot on the podium as the favorite in 5 states. That's followed by The Matrix, Independence Day, a great 4th of July week movie, and
yes.
Rocky 2.
Yeah.
Pretty
exactly.
patriotic.
Yes, I would absolutely say that. And speaking of Independence Day, I have one of my aunts. She has movies for every holiday, and Independence Day she has to watch on Independence Day weekend every single year.
Absolutely.
So
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. But yeah, Jaws too. Like that's very summery. Everybody's on the beach. Like I think Jaws got ripped off. That's just my take on this.
Yeah, it smells. Something's fishy about this study. Nah. Wrapping up with the study they found 73% of Americans think action movies are better seen in theaters versus streaming from the comfort of their couch. I agree. And 57% plan to go see an action blockbuster this year rather than watching it at home. So after you're done with this podcast, after you're done watching The Hub on Hollywood, go to your nearest Cinemaplex movie theater,
Cinemaplex.
mom and pop shop,
Yeah.
or big AMC and enjoy a movie on the big screen.
Para el cine, a ver una película. Película. I just like how you say movie in Spanish. But James, you know what I want to do? And you and Allie are invited. Bring the baby.
Okay.
I want to rent one of those big, like, inflatable screens. I've been talking about this for years. And we have a huge yard. Just plug that baby up and inflate it and like watch a summer movie out in the yard. Invite the neighbors. I don't care. Just be on a nice warm summer night, drinking margaritas and watching movies in the back.
Bring the bug spray. We're down.
Yeah, bring the bug spray. I think that's the best way to watch one of these movies, if I do say so myself. So.
Yeah. Well, if you can't see it on the big screen, then bring the big screen to your house and inflate that screen because that's also fun.
Heck yeah.
But let's transition to what people should be watching this summer, this week. Next week for the 4th of July holiday weekend is Inside Out 2, one movie that I really want to see.
Oh my gosh, James.
And one that you've seen, how many times? 15 times? You've seen this movie 15 times so far?
It feels like it. But my son really loves this movie. I have seen this movie already 3 times. 3 times
Amazing.
In the theater.
Incredible.
We saw it opening weekend. And it just gets better and better every single time that we see it.
Your family is keeping these movie theaters open by yourselves. Like your contributions.
We're doing our part. Yeah, we're doing
keeping
our
the lights on
to support the entertainment industry and the theaters. I don't have money for headphones and microphones because all of my money goes to the theaters when I take my kids out. So this is the sequel. How many years later? It was like 8 years after the original Inside Out. Inside Out 2 coming to theaters. So the synopsis, for those who are unindoctrinated, this follows the story of a little girl named Riley. And within her are her various emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. They've been running the show inside Riley's mind for the last 13 years, when all of a sudden, right, the puberty alarm goes off, and now anxiety has shown up, and all of these new emotions, and no one is sure about how they should feel. Really, such a beautifully done film. I believe that this movie surpasses the original which is what you really want to see in a sequel, right? You don't want to see the quality degrade. You want to see something that is better and takes the source material and takes it to the next level. And I think that that's really what they've done here with Inside Out 2. We're not going to go into spoilers in this review.
Thank you.
Just suffice it to say, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that it was so beautifully done, thoughtful, fun, exciting. I like the flow of this movie better. I believe that Joy, who is the principal emotion, is less obnoxious than the first movie. Like, it just, everything felt streamlined.
She's matured.
Right? She has matured, so to say. It's just amazing to me, James, that they take such mature themes and have made it so digestible and so fun for the general masses and for the kids. And it's not only for the kids, it's for the grown-ups, okay?
Right.
And without getting too much into the story, because I want people to just go in fresh, see it, experience it, I think that this film is breaking, shattering, destroying box office records, not only because it's a good film, but because it is answering, let's say, the mental health crisis that we might be experiencing in this country right now.
That might be a terrible like description of our American healthcare system, if that's the case.
But accurate. And I think that everybody is running to the movies because they want to know the answer. And what is the answer? What is the question that they want answered? How do you defeat anxiety? And we see that anxiety is the new emotion that is coming in, taking over the show. What else is our collective experience right now, James, if it is not anxiety? And I think everybody wants the answer to how do we stop anxiety from running the show. At least that's my take. That's my take on this. But I feel like this is a very natural progression of the story. It's not forced. It's not like Toy Story 17, where people are like just begging for it to stop. Like, we do not need to know more about these characters. This is a very natural sequel. This is, and especially the fact that it focuses on puberty and the extreme emotional changes that you go through right there. It's just all very natural, all very well done, excellently executed. And I cannot sing the praises of this film enough. I highly recommend it. I give it 9 out of 10 shirtless Kylo Rens. Please run to the theater, experience it the way that a film needs to be experienced there in the theater. James, do you have any other questions that I might be able to answer about this film?
I do want to go in blindly, but I saw a meme. And it shows like kids watching Inside Out 2, and it shows them laughing and smiling. And then it cuts to parents watching Inside Out 2, and it shows them bawling and crying.
Yes,
is that an accurate meme?
I think so. I really believe so. Because this movie gets into not only how emotions feature into Riley and how that affects her feelings and her emotions, but also what those feelings, emotions, and memories do to create beliefs. And when you have then the difference between positive and negative beliefs that people have about themselves. And I think it's just very cathartic. I think that this is a therapy and entertainment form for a lot of adults. And, kids don't get it yet. A lot of this will go over kids' heads. Like my son's like, well, I didn't really get the thing about beliefs. But for the grown-ups in the room, they're like, oh my God, like that makes so much sense. And, and it's just a really beautiful thing.
I do want to give a shout out to the new cast. I know Maya Hawke, she is the voice of anxiety, but also Boston's own Io Edeburi. Edeburi. Io Edeburi. I'm going to get that right. Boston's own. She is playing the character of Envy. So kudos to Io rather. I swear I've been saying her name like so many times before this podcast started, just to get it right. And I'm flubbing it. So sorry, Io Edeburi. Fantastic. But also want to mention really quickly. And we don't have to
Yes.
get too much into it, but the voices of Fear and Disgusted were actually changed because they were Bill Hader and they were Mindy Kaling. However, there was a financial dispute. Apparently, from what I heard, is that I guess they were offered. So Amy Poehler playing Joy, of course, she's getting a
Yes.
multi-million-dollar
Packet. Yeah.
paycheck out of this. However, Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling, they were offered reportedly $100,000 each. And when they said,
Oh.
"Yeah, you know what, that's not good enough for
Enough.
us," because
Yeah.
compared to Amy maybe not getting as much as Amy Poehler, of course, because she's a main character, but getting
But
$100,000
still.
for their contributions sounds very low. And there was a lot of going back and forth, and they weren't going to do it. And then reportedly Disney, they decided, we're going to offer you a little bit more. And they were just like, this is still not enough. So they decided to go with other actors. I think Tony Hale, he plays Fear now, and another actress, I'm forgetting her name, but she's playing Disgusted. Did you even notice that?
I didn't.
Cast
And
change?
I thought that they did really well. And actually, that's something that my 8-year-old son brought up to me. Was the fact that they were new characters and that they had been recast. Because Nikki is just all into Pixar and Disney and all of the animation studios and movies right now. And honestly, no, I thought that they knocked it out of the park. I could not tell the difference. I do believe that Mindy Kaling and Bill Hader deserve to be paid more money, and I'm kind of sad that Disney didn't do that for them. But as far as the quality of the movie, I don't think it impacted the film at all. I think the new cast did a great job.
All right, well, everybody stop being inside and get out the movie theater to
That's
go
right.
see Inside Out 2. I'm very excited to go see that as well. One thing I'm also very excited, and this is just kind of like just a little entertainment news, but also a kind of Boston relation. Cheers, the hit TV sitcom that went on for how many seasons? 7 or 8 seasons. Fantastic series based in Boston, shot in LA, but based here. Former co-stars Woody Harrelson and Ted Danson, they have this new podcast called Where Everybody Knows Your Name, and it's a fantastic podcast. So, giving a shout out to those two. This is produced by Conan O'Brien, who he himself is a great show host, comedian, and podcaster himself. But in case you haven't caught on to Where Everybody Knows Your Name, check it out. Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson are hilarious. They're fantastic. They're so personable. And they have a great guest list, including, of course, Conan, but also Jane Fonda, Martin Short, who I will talk about in just a second also, Simu Liu, Megan Mullally, Nick Offerman, and Laura Dern are just a few of the guests that are coming up on this podcast. But they're so fun to listen to, so fun. If you're a fan of The Good Place, starring Ted Danson, again, these two celebrities, they're great. They're great, fantastic celebrities who seem very down to earth. And mentioning very quickly, Martin Short, he's bringing. I'm not sure if you're a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel, Jamie, but you may know that during the summer he actually brings in guest hosts while he takes time off. And I think there was Ryan Reynolds was a guest host recently. Emily Blunt was a guest host recently. Well, Martin Short, this week is his week to guest host. And of course, he's fantastic. He brought on Steve Martin. He's hilarious. They're both fantastic. And I love both of them. But one thing I also love about Martin Short is his character, Jiminy Glick. If you are not familiar with his alter ego, Jiminy Glick character, who is this interviewer who interviews all the biggest stars in Hollywood. Hilarious. He interviewed, in character, Jiminy Glick, interviewed Bill Hader, Bill Maher, Sean Hayes, Melissa McCarthy, Nick Kroll. It's some of the best, funniest things I've seen all week, all month long. So I love Martin Short. What's that? Only Murders in the Building? What's that show called?
Only Murders in the Building, yes.
It's a popular show. Selena Gomez was also interviewed, but he just interviewed her as himself, as Martin Short. Nothing more than that. I've just been enjoying all these interviews and just going back in the years, the catalog of Jiminy Glick interviews that are just, hilarious. So check that out. That's my recommendation this week.
That's James's recommendation. My recommendation is just Inside Out. Just go and see it.
All right.
James, but you know what else?
Yes.
James,
Jamie.
Yeah. We are going to knock it out of the park, out of Fenway Park, in this week's Cinequote. We've been doing...
And the crowd goes wild.
Goes over the green monster.
I'm pulling up Cinequote right now, but for those who are unfamiliar with the Cinequote game, basically it is a daily game where a movie, you must guess it based off of a total of 5 quotes from the film. Some of these movies are very popular, kind of like Jurassic Park, maybe Aliens, but some of them are sometimes much more obscure and not well known, very independent, and we've been on a winning streak, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. We've been like on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, and so let's play today's game of Cinequote. This is game 561. So for those of you who are at home, at work, or wherever you are, you can play along with us and see if you can guess this movie based on these quotes. But Jamie, if you are ready, I am ready.
All right, let's go.
Okay, quote number 1 in 3, 2, 1.
Crocodiles shed tears when they eat their prey. You have heard of these tears, I am sure. But have you seen them?
Oh God, I don't know.
Crocodiles shed tears when they eat their prey. You have heard of these tears, I am sure. But have you seen them? Can I play this one more time? Okay, one more time at 3, 2, 1.
Crocodiles shed tears when they eat their prey. You have heard of these tears, I am sure. But have you seen them?
This actually does sound familiar because I have heard like the crocodile tears thing before. Maybe it's actually from like National Geographic or something, but I have heard that fact before. And so that's ringing some kind of bell. I'm not quite sure, so I'm okay.
Can I make a guess? Can I make a guess?
Yeah, what do you want to guess?
Crocodile Dundee, just for the hell of it.
Why not? Crocodile Dundee. Which one? 1986? Let's try it.
And no, it's not.
No. Okay, we're going to go with quote number 2.
Now move it before Batman comes home.
Oh, so this is like Batman, right? So that, because that's, what's his name? Danny DeVito.
Okay. So is this the one Batman? Where he's, is that the one where he's the Penguin?
So is it, yeah, so the one with Joker, that's Batman. And then is it Batman Returns?
Or is it Batman Begins? Or is it Batman Forever?
No, it's not Batman Begins. It's not Batman Forever. It's Batman. It's the one after, where is it? Batman Returns, 92.
Batman and Robin?
I think it's Batman Returns.
Okay.
92.
All
so we're gonna guess that in 3, 2, 1. No.
Oh.
I'm gonna play that soundbite again because that is Danny DeVito, and he just says Batman.
Now move it before Batman comes home.
Unless he's being ironic, like.
Yeah.
That sounds like Danny DeVito though, and that's Batman Returns. Okay, I guess it's not that one.
Well, moving on to the next quote.
Okay, quote 3. Are you those at home, those listening, those watching? Do you already know this movie? If so, comment down below or just tell us how stupid we are in the comments. Okay, quote number 3 in 3, 2, 1.
These were Italian.
Now they're practical.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. These were Italian. Now they're practical, like the Italian shoes.
Now they're practical.
I
don't know. What?
Oh no. It's okay. It's with Michael Douglas.
Okay.
Oh, I know this one. Let me type this in. Stone. It's like something stone. Heart of stone. No.
Getting blood from a stone.
No, romancing the stone. Okay, I think it's romancing the stone. 1984.
Okay.
Romancing the Stone. I'm going to submit it in 3, 2,
Okay.
1.
Yay! Love that sound.
And the crowd goes wild.
Okay. Oh.
So my wife and I, I'm not sure if she recommended this one, but we watched it like last year. I had never seen it, and it's a fun movie. It's a fun there's this writer, and I think they remade. I think there's a movie starring Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock and what's his name? Who's the
That
Magic
guy.
Mike guy? Magic Mike.
Oh,
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
So
yeah.
there's a movie, Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. It's basically the same plot. That movie came out a couple years ago, but same plot of Romancing the Stone, which is like this writer, this novelist. She, I forget, but for some reason she has to go to the Amazon forest to get something. She may be being bribed or blackmailed. And when she gets there, there's this adventurer who has to help her find this treasure. And it's that's like the very vague, from my recollection, vague plot of the movie. But it's a very fun movie, has great stunts in it, and stunts that you would never see being done today because they're just so dangerous that people legit could have died like on camera. But anyway, Romancing the Stone. Woo! Go watch that movie.
Okay.
Go watch
Yay!
Inside Out too.
Continuing
Go watch
our
Aliens.
streak.
So many great movies to watch.
Go see
All
New
right,
Hope
Jamie.
at Fenway.
Yeah, New Hope at Fenway Park on July 2nd. Yeah.
You got to work on that accent. I mean,
Well, well, thank you for watching Hub on Hollywood, dude. Catch us next week. As always, we appreciate you guys watching, listening to us. Please give us a follow. We're on all
Please
the social media
subscribe.
platforms on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Hub on Hollywood, Facebook, all that jazz. And you can watch us as you are right now on YouTube, Hub on Hollywood, but you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff, Jamie.
That's right. That's right, James. Woo,
What
we
an
talked
episode.
about a lot. We ran
We
over a
did.
lot. We won. We left winners. We've got golden ideas for Hollywood. This is where people need to come and enjoy film with us. Enjoy entertainment. Enjoy Boston.
This is where
Enjoy
heartache
LA.
feels
This is where
good.
oh my God. Anyways, okay. So until next time, guys. I'm Jamie.
I'm James.
We'll see you then.
Bye.